Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. Hope you're all wherever you are. I can tell it's warm because even I'm in a t-shirt, which is very rare. So you can tell how warm it is, although it is a bit more cloudy than before. So I hope we won't get a thunderstorm, but I assume we will. Anyway, I'm hoping to make quite a few videos tonight if I get around to it, if I get the opportunity. So as I often say, if you do, I hope you don't get too many notifications for your liking, but if you do, you can always turn off the bell notification. But I hope you will stay subscribed and support my channel, as I often appreciate it. But as ever, I'd love to hear what you think about my videos, or whatever you want to comment in the comment section. And I'll try not to waffle, as I often say, but M.K.S obviously is my initials, as you can probably tell by the name of the channel and stuff like that. If you didn't know, anyway, you do know now. So M.K.S is my initials, which stands for Michael K. Shenton. I don't know if I should give my full name away, the middle initial, but it's an Indian name, which in English means poet. I don't know if I should have even said that. Anyway, but yeah, so M.K.S Enterprises, and I know I've given it a quirky little title, is an idea I've had for a while. Before when I was interested in making money for myself, as well as giving a percentage, like 10% to charity or whatever, or different causes. But I wanted to be rich myself. But now this is more, as I hope to come to, more for helping people in developing countries, what I call the C.E.O.s, which, for those who might not have seen before, stand by the C.E.O.s, I mean Indigenous people and or people of color generally from across Africa, Australasia, the Americas, like Native Americans, people of color across the Americas, and Asia, and also as an extra Latin Americans, and also island or Indigenous people, or people generally across island, especially in more diverse areas. The fact that the reason why is basically these places were generally colonized or are developing countries, in the case of Latin America specifically, for instance. Anyway, so that's just a little background of who I hope to benefit, and somehow I would love to share this video if I could, and to find a way to reach politicians in those communities or groups, organizations and NGOs which, say, for instance, support Indigenous people from the Americas and or Australasia. So hopefully they will help to do this. So it's basically to promote enterprise in those communities which I've just mentioned. So anyway, with that being said, here goes a list of my ideas, obviously, as I often do, in 3 parts. So here goes. So number 1, a while back when I had this idea, again, when it was a for-profit, it is kind of a for-profit, but I don't plan to take any shares or anything like that myself. But so now it's mainly to support enterprise in those, say, aforementioned places, especially for people with learning disabilities. Again, I hope to come to that. But anyway, my initial idea was to have, I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but as he said, a dyslexic guy. Sorry, I've got the washing machine going in the background, so I hope that's not interfering with the sound. But yeah, in hindsight, I should have probably closed the kitchen door. Anyway, but I wanted Richard Branson to be the chairman or chairperson, even the M.D. and or C.E.O. So that's one of the ideas I had. But now, I mean, a lot of these ideas could be changed, like the name of the company, for instance. It could be voted upon by the members. I hope to register it in those 6 places I talked about for the benefit of the groups I talked about, specifically to be registered for those people. So any money it makes pretty much to go to the groups I've talked about, as much as possible, to be split between them in some way. I know if there's 6 of them, it will be a bit difficult to split them evenly. But yeah, so I was thinking it could be, let's say, a woman with dyslexia in a part of Africa, like Nigeria or Kenya or whatever other part of Africa, one of the 54 or 55 countries in Africa. Or it could be a woman in Asia, like in Malaysia or India or Indonesia or Singapore. Or it could change every year. So the chairman or chairwoman or chairperson, M.D. or C.E.O., Managing Director or Chief Executive Officer, could be a different person each year. It could be like someone with a disability in a part of Africa or Asia, or it could be, again, it could all be voted. All these ideas could be voted upon. These are just my specific ideas, which it doesn't have to exactly be carried out this specific way, but these are just some like suggestions. Each of these ideas will be voted upon. So like who the chairperson is, whether it's a man or a woman, or whether it's someone with disability or whatever, to symbolize diversity or even feminism or equality or whatever. Yeah, so it could be, again, it could alternate each year. So it could be someone with a disability, physical disability, a mental disability, or learning disability, respectively each year. Sometimes it could be a man, sometimes it could be a woman, sometimes it could be someone who's young, a young up and coming entrepreneur. Sometimes it could be someone like Tata, Rajan Tata, or Ratan Tata, or whatever his name is. Apologies if I get his name wrong, but yeah, it could be Mr. Tata, basically, put simply, or it could be Tony Elamelu or Dangote or someone like that from Nigeria. So yeah, that was my thought. It could be someone like Richard Branson, as he has dyslexia, although I would be encouraging him to use, and other dyslexics, any dyslexic who wants to be involved, or people with learning disability generally who want to support their fellow learning disabled people in these groups I've talked about, or in these countries I've talked about, especially, as well as people generally in those countries, but especially with a take on people with learning disabilities. Anyway, moving on, because I covered that point for quite a long time. Number two, again, I would love to listen to the members and learn, and also, as I say, people with learning disabilities could mentor or teach or train their fellow learning disabled people, like having academies. For instance, there could be the Virgin training academies for entrepreneurs or up-and-coming entrepreneurs. Virgin entrepreneurs, as in they are virgins at business, as in they've never started their own business before, and they're young people who are setting up. Hope that made sense, because apparently Virgin Enterprises were named after like the fact that they were virgins at business, like it was their first business. But yeah, for people to teach each other, like people with learning disabilities, show what we can do, and I hope to share, as I often do on Facebook, and also on YouTube, share motivational videos about dyslexic or ADHD entrepreneurs. But again, especially in parts of Asia and Africa and Ireland and places which I've just talked about. I'm not sure how much Indigenous communities in Australasia and or the Americas know about learning disabilities, or Latin America, but maybe they could also find out. And maybe they could find out that some people who are Indigenous from Australasia and or the Americas, as I don't think race or ethnicity affects dyslexia or ADHD that much. Maybe it does, but I don't think it does. A lot of people say it doesn't. But yeah, so again, I hope we'll discuss those ideas and learn from each other, and this enterprise will learn, and it will teach and train up people in aforementioned places in the six to become entrepreneurs, and they'll help to train each other as well, and to bring those different groups together, like Tony Elamelu Foundation, Dangote, and people like that, having their own training centres, as well as Reliance Industries and Tata and others. Number three, as I said before in the intro, me personally, I would be happy to live on like probably the minimum wage. I'd love to find out how much money I would actually need to live on, to have like a roof over my head. I don't really need a big house or nice cars or anything. I'm not materialistic that much anymore. I probably was interested in business really to impress other people. So for me, it would just be like pride and maybe a bit of ego, but mainly also helping others. So if I can make enough money on my YouTube videos, like make minimum wage, I probably wouldn't even take a salary or anything like that, unless I need enough money to live on. But most of the profits would go to people in these places I talked about, because it's part three. I don't want to say the six, so I haven't jinxed it. But yeah, basically those people of colour and Indigenous people and that sort of thing. Number four, hopefully the idea, I forgot to mention in part one, or point number one, hopefully the idea will be set up on my birthday, which is August the 29th. And again, what it will stand for is promoting entrepreneurship, enterprise development, empowerment in and across the six, as those groups, and empowering each other, and promote things like peace, as and entrepreneurship. And in terms of Indigenous people from Africa and Australasia specifically, hopefully especially support them in technology as well, but also different areas like STEM and just general empowerment, often through enterprise, but possibly through other areas of empowerment, and also discussing with each other what are the best ways to empower people from former colonies or developing countries, and again the six and that sort of thing. Number five, I hope that the group, if you want to call it that, or team or brand or whatever you want to call it, the network, will share ideas with each other and learn from each other, and have goals, 5 to 10 year goals and things like that for promoting enterprise and benefiting countries, again, or groups in what I call the six, and helping to bring them together as much as possible towards shared goals. Number six, some of the profits could perhaps go towards helping Italian football financially as well, like Dyslexic millionaires and billionaires, or just dyslexic generally, and people with ADHD, especially wealthy ones, investing in Italian football. And also, as I say, supporting each other, the six, like supporting each other as well, as a side note, or to repeat that point. Number seven, I also hope they'll benefit Celtic, and I hope they'll do a lot of good for the world. Number eight, again, I hope they'll make the world a better place and be more positive, and work together against extremism, help each other on security issues like tackling terrorism, challenging white supremacy and things like that. Obviously, as I say, hence people of colour or Indigenous people from these groups I talked about, supporting each other as well. Number nine, again, hope it will encourage on that note, for people from the six to support each other, work together, empower each other, and encourage each other, as I say, fellow dyslexics from the West, even, or from other countries like the UK and America, across Europe, supporting what I call the six, as I say. And number 10, I hope to support young entrepreneurs. Again, maybe the chairman, or chairwoman, or M.D., or C.E.O. could support. Could be a person of color, or again, a woman, or someone with a physical, mental, or learning disability, or whatnot, or even a Dalit, someone from India who was called the Untouchables. So it would empower a lot of poor people as well. But yeah, I want to encourage young entrepreneurs as well. And I am out. Peace and love.